Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We are now controlling the transmission. We control the horizontal and the vertical. We can deluge you with 1,000 channels or expand one single image to crystal clarity and beyond. We can shape your vision to anything our imagination can conceive. We will control all that you see and hear. You are about to experience the awe.
Hello YouTubies, this is Joker Scribe and thank you for watching this incredible, most bodacious and amazing YouTube video. Now this video might interest the alternate community, those who want to fight propaganda, lies and all the wrongs in the world, trying to make a big difference, trying to make the world a better place, and of course those interested in health. Because this has a profound effect on both of you, or all of you, really, anybody who has ever come across it. And I've seen some ridiculous stuff on the news and other reports on websites saying that people who don't have television in their life are missing out. Of course, there are some good aspects of television, you know, there's some entertaining factors about it, and occasionally there's something good on. Most of the time, the television is made as a sort of mind control weapon. Now, for those who don't believe that, I'll put a challenge to you. Get a bunch of children, get them to watch something for a few hours on television, right, even an hour, and watch how their faces react to the television after a while. Watch them look like they've been on LSD for about 10 years. Their jaws will go, their eyes, and try to speak to them. Alright, try to actually go in and, you know, say, hello Jane, hello Mark, Matthew, would you like a drink of water? Ice pops, ice cream anybody? And not one of them will even notice you're in the room. If a dinosaur walked past a window, none of them would notice at all, as long as the TV is left on. If you walk in front of the television, they will just go to look around you. They won't even notice you're there. Now that has to shock many of you out there, because that is what this is all about. The television is a mind-controlling, brainwashing machine. It is a hypnotic device. Now, I thought the thing from The Outer Limits was fun because The Outer Limits really shows TV for what it actually is. You know, they can put things in your mind, they can put thoughts and ideas, they can influence what you think about certain events. In fact, they can push their own lies and propaganda onto you and make you believe it. And then, when these children's faces are dropped, and their eyes are like that, and they can't hear their parents, what do they get? They get the Cheerio adverts, the Cherry Pop, and the Pop-Tarts, and, oh, Mr. Magic, and all the commercials come on for 5 minutes. Nice and colourful, nice and graphical, and amazing, and the flicker rate of TV's going boom, 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 brainwashing these children as they go. And then suddenly they're going, Mom, I want to get some ice pops. Mom, I want to get some Mars bars. Oh, I want to get Mr. Magic cereal box. You know, they only notice once there's a slight pause, you know, a slight break, and that's just to give them enough time to harass mother before they get brainwashed even further. It's shocking that most people haven't realized this. Now, I've had experience with this myself. I mean, I'm not squeaky clean. You know, we can all be influenced by television, and television does have a profound effect on all of us. When I was around about 10, my parents came in the room one day, and they noticed that me and my sister were watching television like this. And they did it. They didn't actually notice at the time what was going on, but they went, what's this about? And I sort of clicked out of it at that point, and I said, what? I said, well, you all look like this. Well, they should know, because television brainwashes children. This is why you should keep children away from television, even adults. Even adults do this. I've been in front of a TV many years ago, and Phoebe has been saying, Mark, oi, oi, oi. You're watching TV, and you're just watching a harmless film for all you know, with commercials, of course. And, somebody's speaking to you, you don't even notice they're in the same room. In fact, somebody could come in, perform an operation on your leg or your stomach, and you wouldn't even know they're there with this thing in the room. So, Alan Watts actually made a very interesting documentary, and he mentioned something about the TV that I've never considered before. But I knew it. I sort of knew it before, but it sort of went past. People have noticed it before, but they haven't really related it. The first time I heard somebody relate to it was back in 1994, when somebody came in and said, yeah, the television is brainwashing people. They sort of worked out by then, but they didn't actually relate the flickering rate, and which is changing, by the way. They're changing to these LCDs, which don't have such a profound effect, but people's mouths still drop, people's eyes still look like they're on LSD or something. And it is having a major effect, and this is something that the community out there, the alternate community and the health community, should actually be concentrating on, because it's a very dangerous piece of device. It's making a big difference, and it's really causing people to act in very strange ways. Now, I remember back in the 80s when I was a very young kid, of course. I was born in late 70s, but in the 80s was when I was growing up. I was very young, yeah. And we didn't watch much TV back then. Alright? And things were a little bit different. People were socialising more. We had barbecues in the garden, and everybody was out during summer. The heat waves. Even during rain, they got an umbrella, had a walkabout. And people generally socialised a lot more, played footy. I know this happens still, but it's to a far lesser degree. And if you look at the fields, even around where I live, nobody is on the fields having picnics. The fields are bare, even in summer. Nobody's there. Even on a Saturday or Sunday, or when nobody's working, they're just clear. If you go back in the 60s, or even the 80s, the early 80s, late 80s, people were socialising. They used to go out on the fields and talk. Back in the 60s, they used to go out and talk to each other and, have fun, maybe smoke a bit of pot. I don't know. I don't mean that's a good thing, but I mean, the community was more tight-knitted, and people knew each other, and crime rate was lower. Roll on since television, people suddenly locked themselves away indoors. And that is a major concern of mine, because I am seeing the world changing before my eyes. Even though I was born in the late 70s, I'm still seeing a social change in my environment, which is having a profound effect. And, they're still selling off the land to private corporations, so there's no fields really to go on to anymore. There's no hippies around who used to be cool and just talk and just have a great time. Nothing like that anymore. It's boring. And I think that's what they want to do. They want to keep people controlled, watching TV in the corner of the room, and just being miserable. Be very careful what you see. Alright? Television, even computers, are doing this. Even computers, to a lesser degree with computers, but they do it. At least with computers, you're more able to navigate to what you want to watch. Now, I'm seeing loads of propaganda all over the place. You know, you can't trust anybody really nowadays. But the television is a major problem. Even if you think it's not a dietary problem out there, it is a problem, because they're the ones who are promoting all this crap. They're the ones who are causing children to look like they're spacing out. I mean, they are spacing out on LSD or something, because the machine in the corner is having an effect inside their mind. It's actually changing the chemistry inside their mind. And what they found, I mean, this is Alan Watts mentioned this, is that when somebody's watching TV and their mouth suddenly drops, it's very similar to REM sleep. They're more or less the same. They're just basically sleepwalking at that point. So they don't notice anybody is in the room. They just notice the TV in the corner of the room. And that TV has a massive influence, because in REM sleep, you are going through your life problems. You are literally trying to work things out, right? And whatever you dream about, you take with you in life. You try to decipher it and change your life accordingly. But once the machines are doing it, like the TV, they can put adverts on, or even put thoughts into your head. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, documentaries do it all the time, don't they? They make you think that the world is running out of water, there's no water left, and many of you might believe that, even though the world's covered in 2/3 of water. You don't realise that, and even though there's been massive floods recently, and even though they say the world's going to flood as well, right? So, we're running out of water, but the world is going to flood, the sea levels are rising, etc. How do both work at the same time? So, you know, it's just mad things going on. I think we're getting slightly off topic here. So you guys in the alternate community and also in the health community, have a look at this. Have a look at people who've written about this, because it is a very interesting subject. And I'm sure people can put in better words than I can. I'm just putting my thoughts out there. Anyway, thank you and see you later. Goodbye for now.